What a Mess and the Cat Next Door by Frank Murr, illustrated by Joseph Wright. Welcome to Storytime with Miss Suzanne. Let's start a reading adventure together. What a Mess and the Cat Next Door by Frank Murr, illustrated by Joseph Wright. It was Christmas Eve, and the whole house was buzzing with excitement. The beautiful Afghan hound who lived there sensed the excitement and loped gracefully from room to room, lean and sleek like a greyhound in a fur coat. The only sad creature in the house was the puppy. What a mess! Fat and scruffy, like a dumpling in a second-hand boxing glove. That is not a nice way to describe a puppy. Oh my! Nothing had gone right with What a Mess's day. When he woke up, he found that something had happened in the night, and the garden was covered with some crisp, white, cold stuff, which he had never seen before. I bet that's snow. And when he did his usual morning trick of leaping up and dragging down the bedsheet, which was drying on the clothesline, it was like leaping into a brick wall. Oof! He hit it! Oh no! The sheet was frozen stiff, and as he galloped through the powdery white stuff, it stuck to his coat until he staggered into the warmth of the house, twice his normal size, a great lump of iced rubbish. Oh my gosh, he does look like a big lump at the bottom there. Look at him, he's got all kinds of stuff stuck to him, including a clothespin. Oh, what a mess. He climbed onto the sofa next to the fire to thaw out. Oh no, he's got snow on the ground and on the couch. Soon he was warm and dry, but the sofa was cold and soaking wet, and everybody pulled at him and shouted, "Outside! Out!" So he crept out into the cold again and sat in his new number one sulking place, the old kitchen sink. It began to snow. The little boy of the house was throwing snowballs at his little sister. Oh my. If only I had a little sister to play with, he sighed. I'd be the cowboy and she'd be the Indian. I'd be Batman and she'd be Robin. She'd do everything I told her to. And we'd have no trouble. We'd be no trouble to anybody. Oh, I wish. He's really wishing hard. See him there underneath the table in his little old sink? Uh-oh. And the sister got the snowball right in the noggin. That is not a nice thing to do. Big brother better be nice. What a Mess felt even more lonely and sisterless as he watched the parents collect the children and all troop off down the driveway to do some last-minute Christmas shopping, taking his mother with them on her leash. Then he remembered something his mother had once told him, that it is no use asking for something you want badly or wishing for it. You have to earn nice things by helping somebody or doing a kind deed. That is great advice from Mummy. Inspiration struck. While everyone is out, I will do a helpful and kindly deed for the family and earn myself a little sister for Christmas. Off he goes. Look at him. He's running through the snow. He raced into the house, and there in the hall, his helpful and kindly deed stared him in the face. I wonder what that was. Why don't we find out? Incredible as it might seem, without the family noticing it, a large tree had grown up through the floor. He's funny. A tall, thin, conical tree. It seemed to be leaning against the wall next to a tub of sand, gently shedding little browny green needles. Do you really think that's a tree climbing at it, growing out of the floor? Silly what a mess. It's a Christmas tree. Must be his first Christmas. Since it was his first snow, I think that's a pretty good guess. "Out you come, you vile weed!" barked the puppy, clamping his teeth around the base of the tree and giving a tremendous pull. The tree came away so easily that the puppy and the tree skidded backwards, breaking a small occasional table in the corner. Crash! But he did not let go, and a minute later he had dragged the tree through the kitchen garden and onto the bonfire. What? He watched with satisfaction as it burst into flame and smoke billowed up. Oh no, it's getting the people in the tree. Then trotted back to the house to await his reward. Oh, he thinks he did something very good. He had no doubts. He knew that at any moment the little sister he needed so much would walk in. Sure enough, A few minutes later, there was a slight scratching noise at the back door, and in walked a little creature, younger than What a Mess and feminine. That means a girl. It was the cat next door. Look at that. What a Mess got a little sister indeed. Little sister, yelped What a Mess, leaning forward and giving the kitten a welcoming lick on the end of her nose. That looks more like a slobber than a lick. But he's being so friendly and so kind. The kitten's eyes went very round. Her body arched and grew to 3 times its normal size. Ooh, she's getting poofy. Her tail stood straight up and blew out like a bottle brush. And she spat in What a Mess's eyes. She goes, shh. Ooh, she does not sound happy. You don't understand, yelped the puppy. I've earned you. You're my little sister. From now on, and you have to do what I tell you. And ran and fetch things for me. And he stretched out a foreleg, that means one of his paws, to give his little sister an affectionate pat. Before it arrived, a feline paw whipped through the air, claws gleamed, and the puppy found that his hair had 5 new partings. The kitty scratched What a Mess. I don't think she's very happy with What a Mess, and I think What a Mess needs to take a minute. He backed away and decided to tell Kitten the whole story. He actually ran away, didn't he? And he hiding behind the tree. When he finished, the kitten's eyes were even rounder. But look, she's not puffy anymore, and her tail doesn't look like a bottle brush. She doesn't look as angry, so I think we might be okay. Let's see what happens. Now you've done it, she purred. You've burned the family Christmas tree and spoiled their whole Christmas. By the time they get home, the shops will all be closed, and tomorrow is Christmas Day. Oh, boy! What a Mess swallowed. Gulp. I thought it was a weed, he said miserably. And look, there's nothing left of the tree, just a little tiny bottom and a little tiny top. They're looking right in there at the bonfire, and it just ate that tree right up. Uh-oh, I wonder what a Mess and the kitten are going to do. Be quiet, said Kitten. Oh, that's not very nice. I must think of a plan. And she began to slink up and down, tail erect and sway. Then, you must put another tree back in its place, she announced firmly. You are a good, strong digger. Dig all around a tree in the garden and then push it over and drag it in. Which tree in the garden? The kitten thought a moment. The old oak. Uh-oh, she's looking a little sly there. Look at her eyes. But that's taller than the house. You only need the top bit. You can chew off the top bit off when you've brought the tree down. Now hurry, or the family will be home before you've finished. I'll need your help. Can't, it's my snack time. And off went the cat next door. That's a big tree. I don't know if What a Mess can do that. Uh-oh, and it looks like there's some birdies living in that tree. Do you think it's a good idea for What a Mess to try to take that tree down? First of all, do you think a puppy can take a tree down, especially a big tree like that? I don't think so either. Let's see what he does. What a Mess had never dug so fast in his life, or worked so hard. He is digging a lot. Sending the snow flying was easy enough. But underneath, the ground was cold and hard, and all the while the mighty tree loomed above him. It was hopeless. After an hour's digging, What a Mess was hot, wet, and exhausted. That means really tired. And the tree was as firmly rooted to the ground as it had been when it all began. So I guess What a Mess is not being successful at taking down the tree. Oh no, and somebody else lives in the tree, not just the birdies. And is that a spaceship down on the land? Oh, and there's a treehouse on the top. Oh wait, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people that live in that tree. I hope What a Mess doesn't hurt the tree. It was then that he heard the click of the front gate and knew that the family had returned. At the same moment, the cat next door suddenly appeared, the way cats do, and beckoned for the puppy to follow her into the house. What a Mess was now too tired to care what happened, so meekly followed. It means kind of sadly, or little bits. There they go into the house. Wonder what's going to happen. There was the whole family, including his mother on her leash, and between them they were carrying a huge, fine, fat, green Christmas tree.
Home! Cried the man to his family. Wasn't it worth going to the nursery and buying a decent, healthy tree, instead of having to make do with that dead, molting thing in the hall? Somebody should carry it out and throw it in on the bonfire.
Whatames turned to the cat and saw that she was grinning from ear to ear. Suddenly it clicked. Huh? What clicked? Do you know what clicked? I don't know what clicked. Let's find out what clicked. You knew it all the time, he whispered fiercely to her. You knew they had gone to buy a new tree, but you made me think that I had spoiled their Christmas, and you made me try to dig up that old oak, and you. The cat flicked both her ears, dropped to the ground, rolled over, covered her eyes with her paws, and, hind legs kicking, shook with silent laughter. Oh, that kitty pulled a trick on Whatames, and it was a good one, too. That night, as Whatames settled himself in his basket next to his mother, and close to the tree, now in its tub and beautifully decorated, he said casually, Mummy, you know that at present giving time I have always asked you for a baby sister? You have been asking me to provide you with a baby sister ever since you could talk, said his mother. Well, I've changed my mind, said the puppy. Could you make it a box of candy? Ha ha ha! With which Whatames fell asleep. He had a big day, so I can imagine he's very tired. And that kitty tricking him made his day much, much longer, didn't it? Thank you, my friends, for joining me for Whatames and the Cat Next Door. He is a very funny puppy, and I think he's learned that maybe having a little sister isn't as easy as he thought it would be. I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you next time on Storytime with Miss Suzanne. Bye, my friends. What a Mess used to be one of my favorite books when I was a little girl. I think it's because of all the little pictures that are over every page. It's like there's a few different stories on every page. So make sure you take a peek and see everything that each page has to offer you, all the little characters and all that stuff. I hope you have a fantastic day. See you next time.